if the A-10C comes, what will it look like in the game, and how much better would it actually be compared to the A models? Hello guys, once again it's Matt. Thank you all the members and patrons, make sure to subscribe. And we had two major leaks that are very reliable that claim that the A-10C is indeed coming in the next update, but what it would look like compared to the A-10A. So both aircraft are pretty much the same, okay? They are modernizations of each other, or rather the C is a modernization of the A-10A, right? Which means that it is pretty much the same aircraft but with internal upgrades more focused, okay? So what is different between the A and the C? Well, the first thing that you have to know is that between the 80s and 90s some upgrades came for the A-10A. Okay, stuff like, for example, a very interesting reflector. It's called a pave penny laser receiver pod, but it basically receives a reflected laser radiation from laser designators to allow to use laser guided weaponry. But the thing is that it was using a laser designator from the ground or another aircraft, for example. In the late 90s, he got a GPS system and a new multifunction display and some other integrated flight and fire control computers like the Lasty, for example, that was upgraded throughout the years, right? So there are many upgrades to the A that were done before the C was even thought to exist. But the C in the mid 2000s was actually a massive upgrade that they did to the A's. There were many things about, of course, increasing the longevity of the aircraft before that and stuff, due to the high flight hours that they have and stuff. But the major thing is that it includes many little things inside the aircraft compared to the A. Well, some of them include, for example, an all-weather combat capability. This is due to FLIR systems or systems that are pods basically to use thermal systems and stuff like that, of course. An improved fire control system, electronic countermeasures, of course, smart bomb targeting. This would be, for example, the use of JDAMs and other modern weapon systems like that. A modern communication suite, SATCOM, for example. Cockpit upgrades comprising, for example, two multifunction displays, of course, modernizing it. And, of course, a new HOTAS with a mix like of a F-16 and F-15 in the HOTAS kind of situation. And even a helmet-mounted integrated targeting system, which is basically a helmet for usage in air-to-ground roles, right? So these are the main changes to the aircraft itself. So it will be basically the same. It will not be too different from what we see in the A in the flight performance or anything like that. Where it will be better is the sensors, especially for the in-game, and of course the cockpit that will be a little bit different, and some other minor systems like that, right? Where the real difference comes up is obviously these FLIR systems and stuff like that combined with the new weapon systems, because remember, this is an aircraft that obviously is from the 2000s, right? So it uses the most modern missiles and bombs and stuff that the US has, and that's where I think this aircraft will get a very large upgrade compared to the A model. Of course, the GAU-8 is still there, the same amount of rounds and stuff, and same ammunition and stuff. But for missiles, it kind of becomes another thing. First of all, of course, for self-defense, the AIM-9's got an upgrade. That's obvious, you would use the AIM-9M probably in the game right now. Of course, we don't have anything other than that, but in the future maybe we'll see other missiles. But yeah, the idea would be to use the AIM-9M to defend itself. And of course, better Mavericks, especially, right? Mavericks that are very similar to the ones that we have in the F-16, for example. So right now, the A-10A late uses the AGM-65D, which is one of the best Mavericks we have in the game. But after the introduction of the G, for example, that might be the one that it's the better one, right? So the AGM-65G would be added. Some other models could actually be added, like for example the let me remember the name of it. Is it the F or the H? Sorry, the H. for example, that could be added as well. So there are multiple variants of Mavericks and advanced Mavericks that can be added. Of course, the addition of laser guided bombs and stuff like that obviously would be a thing, but also maybe, and that's a big maybe, we could see something like a JDAM, right? The JDAMs are GPS guided bombs. They are basically a package of an upgrade to make non-guided bombs into a guided bomb, just like the paveway kinda is, but in a lot of ways easier to use and cheaper, if I'm not mistaken. I think, I could be wrong, but I think. And in a general sense, it would be a bomb that you can just lock in and fire from a very far distance, and just the bomb will be extremely precise. The only problem with it is that I don't think it actually changes where the target is. So if the target is moving, I don't think you would be able to hit that. But there are laser JDAMs as well that could be used in a mixed condition with, you know, GPS and laser guidance as well in the future. I don't know if the A-10 uses those bombs, but still, there are multiple bombs that could be added to this thing, and it would be the main difference between the A-10A and A-10C on that regard. But again, these bombs are not there, right, in the game yet, so don't expect them, to be honest. Realistically, expect three things: a better overall defense system for the aircraft, so better RWRs, better AIM-9s, you know, for defending itself. Second one would be better offense systems against air-to-ground, so better Mavericks, laser-guided bombs, and maybe JDAMs in the future. And the third is basically just an overall same feeling for the aircraft while being a little bit more modern. So, for example, it would be the same aircraft, but it would have a helmet to actually help you fire your AIM-9s. You would have a helmet to actually give you more information when you are flying simulator battles to actually do air-to-ground. And together with that, you know, thermal systems, targeting pods with thermal systems and stuff. So an overall feeling that is the same, but with more modern stuff. So where and how would that be? Well, first, where would that be? In BR, of course. I mean, it would be a higher BR, and it would be very similar to something like the later models of the Su-25, right? So expect to be 12 point something, I would say, at least 12.0, 12.3, something like that. It is still a very slow aircraft that can get killed very easily, but it can defend itself with the AIM-9Ms and the helmet, right? And of course, in the air-to-ground capability, it would be one of the best aircraft in the game. It just needs to have the chance to actually fire the missiles. Be careful, of course, with AA systems and stuff. It's still a very, you know, slow aircraft, so you would be killed by panzers and stuff easily if you're not careful, but it can be very, very good. So that would be probably the BR out of it. Of course, compared to the 10.7 that is the A-10A late right now, it is a big difference. And how it would be basically the same. The feeling would be the same, facing stronger enemies, but of course with better weaponry to suit the needs of the aircraft. And where would it be in the terms of the tech tree? Probably in the same line as the A-10A, probably after the A-7E. That would be probably the most likely option, right? But yeah, guys, this would be kind of how you should think about the A-10C. Let me know in the comments what you think about it, and I see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys. See you.